All right. Holy Buckets, what a fun weekend this has been, and what a beautiful wedding day for Laura and Andy. Thank you to everyone who's been here enjoying this special day with us. We know that there's many family members and friends who wish they could be here to celebrate with us. I know they're sending their love and their best wishes for you guys. Before I get any further, I want to share that for those of you that don't know me and what I do for a living, I'm an elementary teacher. I teach second graders, 7 and 8-year-olds, and so it only seems appropriate that for me to tell you that there will be a quiz at the end of this speech, and that's for me to see if you're really listening or not. But the quiz will be to see if you can guess the word that Laura has never heard used before she met Andy, a word that supposedly only Midwesterners use. Dear Laura and Andy, I don't know if I shared this with you, Laura, but I know the exact moment that I realized how much Andy was in love with you. A few months before he was graduating, he was getting his paperwork ready, filled out and needing to apply for his medical license. And he called me one night and said, "Mom, I want to talk to you about something. I want you to know that I've really missed being home, and it would be so great to be back in Minnesota with all the family again. And I need to apply for my medical license where I'll be practicing, and I don't know how to tell you this, but instead of coming back to Minnesota, I want to apply for my license in Texas. I really want to be with Laura." And I remember my heart dropping and then swelling all on the same beat. And I remember instantly telling him, "Go to Texas, I want you to be happy." Aww. And at that point, I hadn't met you yet, but I heard many wonderful things about you. Things like, she's so beautiful, she's got long dark hair, big brown eyes, she's smart, she's sweet and fun, and she's so easy to talk to, she's quick to laugh, she loves to travel, and she's just adorable. And when I finally met you at Andy's graduation, it took me only moments to agree with every word that he had shared. And I can't begin to tell you how big my heart smiled that day. I just knew you were a keeper when you came to Minnesota for the first time for New Year's Eve that same year, and you told me how much you loved our old home. And I thought to myself, that's so sweet of her to say, since not everyone cares for my type of decorating. And then the next night, you two took a quick walk down Main Street looking at the Christmas decorations, and you told Andy it's such an adorable little town and that it looked just like a Christmas card. And I thought to myself, wow, I'm loving this girl more and more. She loves our little town as much as I do. But the thing that may have sealed the deal was when you and Andy were house hunting, and you shared that you were excited to start decorating your new home in modern farmhouse. And I thought, holy buckets, now I don't have to work so hard to pull her to the dark side. She already loves old stuff just like me. Laura, I want you to know that you truly complete our Cheka family. And not only do I look forward to years of decorating with you, but I feel so truly blessed to have added you to the amazing group of lovelies in my family. I know that both families have loved ones in heaven who we're missing tonight, those who should be here sharing this beautiful wedding with us. But for our family in particular, we're missing your dad. Andy, I want you to realize that it's both your dad and I who are so incredibly proud of the amazing, handsome man that you've become. You're kind, you're tender-hearted, and you're very hardworking. And now, to cap it all off, you've fallen in love with the beautiful Laura. And I know that you're missing your dad very, very much. But I want you to believe that as I stand here tonight, I can still vividly see the twinkle in his eyes as he winks. And I can still vividly hear his voice. And tonight he's saying, "You've done good, Scoob. Laura's absolutely perfect." Holy buckets, this speech has gotten too long. I'm going to wrap this up by giving you just a few quick marriage tips that your dad and I would give you. First, try to put each other first as much as you can. If you're blessed with family someday, always remember that the two of you were a couple long before your children came along. And second, don't take life too seriously. Time goes very, very quickly. Third, laugh together often and especially enjoy the little things about each other. And finally, say I love you every single chance you can get. We love you both very, very much and pray that God blesses you with a long life together, filled with much happiness and forever love. Okay, so who is paying attention? It's quiz time. And what was the one word that Laura has never heard before she met Andy? What was it? You're right. Absolutely. Good job. That's it. All right. So now if you want to raise your glasses. And we will have a toast to Andy and Laura and to their forever love.
Thank you.
I love you guys. Cheers.
Test, hey! Hey! I'm going to try again. Actually, Laura had scolded me. I thought I was going to give the welcome speech and the welcome toast before, but apparently I wasn't. It was Meg's turn. So it's my turn. And Teresa, of course, right now is cowering because at any time I have a microphone, it's an awful experience for her because she has absolutely no idea what I'm going to say. Yeah. So first and foremost, this is all about a welcome, right? This is a welcome to you. I had the opportunity, along with Meg and Teresa, to welcome everybody on a welcome cruise last night, those out-of-towners. Now I have the opportunity to welcome everybody, that the locals as well as those out-of-towners. So thank you very much. But most importantly, or as importantly, I'm here to welcome Andy. I'm here to welcome Andy to our family. It's interesting, to say the least, as a dad, and those dads among us understand what it's like, right, when you walk your daughter down the aisle. But more importantly, when you are raising a son or a daughter, you hope they just don't end up with some knucklehead. And all I could say is, from Teresa and my standpoint, we're 2 for 2. Steve was very fortunate enough to meet Jess, and we're very happy with her. And Laura was absolutely fortunate to meet Andy as well. So welcome, Andy. I love you. Listen, that's about all the prepared remarks I have, so I'll stop for any questions. Oh, yes.
Thank you, Mike. I have an important question about the Baltimore Orioles. We picked up Andy Kashner and we picked up Alex Cobb in the offseason for our starting rotation. So, Mike, how do you think the Orioles are going to do this year?
Well, I should have clarified. Thank you, Rick, for that question, but maybe what we want to do is have questions sort of related to today and, love. But it was a good question. Are there any other questions? Oh, Zach.
Hey, Mike.
Hey.
I know you just welcomed Laura to the family, and I would like to welcome Laura on the side of the Sheka family. We love you so much. You make Andy so happy. You guys are going to be great parents, which leads me to my question. When do you think they're going to start having kids?
Now, that's a relevant question. So, I dare not answer that question, but I will ask the invited guests, by show of hands, who do you think Laura will be pregnant with in the next 12 months? Okay. That is, the ayes have it. Are there any other questions? Oh, yes. Excuse me.
Thank you, Uncle Mike. I have to say, as one officiant to another, I think Steve did a terrific job. He didn't cry as much as other officiants have done during family ceremonies. But I gotta ask, especially with this whole clergy tag, I think that there are a lot of people here wondering if he were here today, what would Pop-Up say?
Wow. What would Pop-Up say? And those of the invited guests from Minnesota and the Cheka family don't know Joe Smith, my dad, otherwise known as Pop-Up. What would Pop-Up say? Honest to God, I think Pop-Up said, with this storm that came through, I think he's trying to blow it down. Are there any, yeah. Jerry Haley, everybody.
Thank you, Mike. Well, Mike, I just have to say that last night the Sunset Cruise was unbelievable. And today, I mean, this is just a wonderful venue and everything is great and there's a band downstairs and everything. But I was talking with some of the guys and like, holy buckets, how much does this must cost a fortune.
Oh boy. Jerry, I'm not sure if that was a question, but I say holy buckets. And I need many buckets. Teresa and I had a lot of conversation about this, and honest to God, it's costing money. I said, Teresa, Laura, if everybody's going to have so much fun at this reception, don't you think that we could think about having a cover charge? And they overruled. So I said, I got friends back in Baltimore. I was thinking about having a silent auction, but that didn't go over big. Thinking about a 50-50 for my benefit. I was also thinking, what would also be fun is, why not have it in such a way that people would have so much fun that they'd be willing to dance with me. What I wanted to have was one of those apron dances. I was going to have Teresa hold the apron. I was going to dance. But I was overruled again. So, but seriously, I tell this story, and I tell this story honestly. When Laura was first born, prior to her being born, Teresa comes to me and she says, we're going to have a girl. What do you think we should name her? I said, no problem. We're going to name her Karen, Sharon, Stacy, or Michelle. Those are going to be names, right? And Teresa said, no. She was born in, like most arguments, I lost that one too. When Laura was born, her name was Laura. So Jerry, I'll answer this question by saying this, that yes, this is costing money. It's costing enough money for Karen, Sharon, Stacy, Michelle, and Laura. So, but I say this to you honestly, Laura, and I say this to everybody. There's nothing more powerful, there's nothing more emotional, there's nothing more special and magical than standing at the back waiting to walk up the aisle with you, Laura. And it was so beautiful. It was awesome. I love you so much.
Holy buckets, how do I follow that? Oh my gosh, Laura. I'm gonna do my best here, guys. I'm gonna read a little, sorry. All right, well, I have to kick it off first with a little thank you, of course, to Mikey and TT Smith. What a beautiful wedding and celebration you guys are throwing for us tonight. Thank you so much. But I also have to thank you for being such wonderful parents and raising such a wonderful daughter. My best friend, Laura. Steve's not that bad either, but it's Laura's day, right? It's been such an amazing day to watch my best friend get married. Ugh. Being a part of a celebration for someone who I love so much in a room full of people who love her as much as I do is just the greatest feeling and greatest experience. Oh, Laura, I didn't know you'd be this close, but Laura, I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you for a minute. So, Laura, ever since that fateful day, you know it, we met in the gas station, 16 years old, and you invited me to hang out at your parents' house after school before they got home from work. I knew we were going to be best friends forever. You're just the kind of person that people want to be around. You're the most caring, kind, fun, and all-around best friend to everyone you've ever met. As I've told you so many times, you're literally one of the best people I know. And since that day, hanging out in your parents' basement, obviously diligently doing our homework, not chugging beers, we've had countless adventures and endless memories that I wouldn't trade for the world. And I could go on for days and days, sharing all of the stories of mine and Laura's adventures, but Smith family, don't worry. I'm not going to do it again, per usual, or how we've done for the past, 10, 15 years at all of our Smith family functions. Tonight isn't about me and Laura and our memories. It's about Laura and Andy, their life together, and their memories. So I'm going to take my time on the mic to reminisce a little over these two and how they came to be together. So over the course of Laura's life, as they shared over their vows, Laura moved around a lot, exploring a lot of job opportunities in cities across the world. My personal favorite was Laura's stint in Miami. Of course. In her 10 months of living there, I just had to visit her at least 20 times or so. Needed to make sure you were settling in okay, right? I mean, we had the best time every time, right? Yeah. What's not to love, right? The weather, the food, and the endless amounts of wholesome activities that Miami has to offer. It was hard to stay away, and those adventures will always have a special place in my heart. But Miami wasn't always fun in the sun for Laura. Her job had her traveling across the world, which made it a little hard for her to settle in and make some new friends. So she decided to call it quits after those 10 months and head to Austin for a new gig in a new city. And wouldn't you know it, the second she decided to pick up and move was the second she met our Andy over here. The nicest, most handsome, most English-speaking Midwestern gentleman Laura could ever hope to meet. I remember the night Laura met Andy. She called me and was positively giddy over their chance encounter, but didn't think that there was much to come of it since she was moving away in a few weeks. But boy, was she wrong. And that's the moment when Miami went from the city of mine and Laura's memories to that of the city where she met her future husband. So let's fast forward a few months to late November 2015, everyone's favorite time of year. No, not because it's the beginning of the holiday season with Thanksgiving, but because it's Mikey Smith's birthday and his annual birthday concert karaoke extravaganza. And that year was particularly special because TT had rented out an entire venue and invited tons of people to come and partake. It wasn't just the typical audience of the Smith family forced to listen to us in Grammy's living room. So when Laura starts telling me that she was going to bring home, that guy, Andy, the guy she's been dating long distance for a couple of months now, I was thinking she was crazy. I mean, Mikey's parties are epic, like legendary. So I can see why at first she thought it would be a great idea. But we also embarrass ourselves. The entire time we are singing, belting out our favorite R. Kelly or Beatles jams like we are good singers. But we really aren't. So when I brought this to Laura's attention in true Laura Mrs. Positivity fashion, she's like, "Oh no, Kate, this guy is great. You'll see. He's totally gonna love it." Needless to say, I was concerned about the future of their relationship. But this time I was wrong. Not only did Andy make a stellar impression on all of us with his good looks and charm, but he also happened to stay the entire party and jump in on the mic at one point and sing a duet with Mikey in perfect pitch, might I add. I thought if this guy could tolerate these antics, then he might just have a chance. But it was our second meeting when Andy truly sealed the deal with me. Fast forward to April 2016. It was our annual trip to the Tortuga Music Festival. Andy jumped at the chance to spend 4 days and 4 nights with me and Laura in Fort Lauderdale. And my husband, Andy, was there too. Andy didn't skip a beat, joining in on our fun and adventures from the beginning. Dancing and drinking from sunup to sundown, scream singing along to all of our favorite country songs, and never holding us back from buying all of the Sam Hunt merchandise we could get our hands on. Shetty really fit in. It felt like he was my oldest friend, just like Laura, going out of his way to be the most considerate, fun, and best friend to us, even though we had just met. And that's when I knew he was a keeper. That if Laura's gonna have to have another best friend, someone to share in our adventures and maybe have some of their own, that I couldn't pick a more perfect future husband for my most perfect best friend. So thank you, Andy. And let's all raise our glass to Andy and Laura, to best friends and their adventures. Love you guys.
Yikes. Oh, God. Following this guy. Mike, you should do stand-up, man. That was good. That was good. And then Caitlin told me that she didn't prepare for her speech at all, so I was like, well, I'm not going to do anything either. And then the little bit I did have, she stole. So here I am. Here I am. So let me just start this off. Holy buckets. What a fun weekend it's been. Just kidding. Just kidding. No, man, I don't want to bore you guys about our bromance. I'm not going to sit up here and talk to you about how, Andy's cute nose when he laughs and the little adorable ears he has and how he scrolls with his phone really, really quick, like he has some kind of, I don't know. Anyways, I won't go there. And I'm not going to sit here and talk to you for as long as Caitlin did either. But either way, I just wanted to talk to you about the conversation that Andy and I had whenever he was moving down to Austin, or he was considering moving down to Texas. I talked to him for months saying, hey man, PAs make more in Texas. You should come down to Texas. Come over here, you're going to love it. He's like, I don't know. And then he met Laura, and then he was sold. And he's like, I think I'm going to move to Austin, man. And it was amazing, like, the level of faith that he had in their relationship, just so fresh, so just starting out. And he was sold. He never had a second guess about it. Matter of fact, I have an envelope I stole out of Andy's car whenever he moved several years ago. It says, Andy, love you so much. Best of luck getting settled in Texas. So, and he didn't know where he was going to live. He didn't know where he was going to be, but he just knew he was going to be with Laura. And I think that's pretty special. But either way. Anyways, raise the glass to two of my best friends that I could ever ask for.